We have to keep pushing on all fronts at all times. It's that simple. All fronts at all times, push, push, push. It's just a matter of force. It's pure force. Who can put the most pressure and who can resist? It's just like, all this bullshit about the law and facts, yeah, that factors into it because that affects the level of force. But in the end of the day, it is about brute force. Who can apply the pressure and who can withstand the pressure? And can you get them to the breaking point? It's the only way to litigate a case against a powerful company on behalf of people who have no power. You have to create the power, you have to leverage, create the leverage. We've been doing that for years and years, and I feel like right now we were building leverage slowly and slowly, but I feel like it is just exploding. I feel like right now, it's sort of like a company, a new company that has just very few revenues and more expensive than revenues the first few years, and you sort of see the vision of how it can just completely explode into the mass consciousness and hit, and suddenly earnings increase 1,000% in 1 year, and then they double the next, triple the next year, and then double the year after that. I feel like we're starting to hit that huge uptick in this case right now. Huge. I feel it. It's happening. You can't explain away things like Trudie Styler and Sting and Al Gore, who wants to meet with Pablo, and concerts and music, and the overwhelming evidence, and the President of Ecuador being on our side. We're just blowing it out right now. But I'm not confident that we're going to win, because I still think that in the end of the day it's going to boil down to how much cash is Chevron willing to pay for a cleanup, and I just don't know what they're willing to do. So that's why we cannot ever let up on the case itself, and never let up on our initial goal, getting a huge judgment against them in a court of law that has jurisdiction over them.
Where do you see the case in the
Up my ass. I'm way too close to you guys.
Give me the true answer.
I think in a year I could see one of two scenarios. I think there'll be a more clear situation. In a year, this case will either be over, and we'll be celebrating, getting ready to start the cleanup, or it'll be perfectly clear we're not going to really settle, and we'll be gearing up for another few years to collect on a multi-billion-dollar judgment that I think we're going to win. So I think those are the two scenarios. The scenario that we might lose is out there, but I'm having a hard time seeing how that one's going to go down unless there's a pure act of corruption in the court. And if that happens, we'll find out about it and try to get it reversed,
Now that it seems like things are kind of going your way with the perito being implemented, etc., does it worry you that this judge probably won't be there by the end of the year?
It doesn't worry me that this judge is leaving at the end of the year. I've never trusted this judge. I think he's weak and susceptible to corruption. I think he lacks self-confidence. He lacks capacity to as a judge. He's not a good judge. I think he doesn't know the law that well, and he doesn't understand what this case is about, frankly. Just crazy. So as long as he moves the case forward and then hands the baton to the next guy who hopefully does have the capacity to deal with it, that's all we're asking for. I'd rather this judge not make the decision. I don't think he has the self-confidence to make the decision. I think he's scared.
Who told you about the ruling? The release or Pablo?
I heard about the ruling from a little note from Pablo, a little email, and he sent me a short email, said, I have a little piece of gossip for you. Richard was just sworn in today, and I think I knew within 15 minutes of it happening. So frankly, I felt just overcome with emotion in that moment. Because I know how hard we've tried to get here to finish the case, and we have struggled every step of the way to get everything we've earned. Nothing has been given to us. And, it just took 5 months. 5 months of delay to do something the court could have done last December. And never would have done had we not really pushed it.